Cool.
Steve, give us the beard protocol.
The what?
Beard protocol.
Yeah.
Do you or do you not dye your beard? Say it into the mic. No?
Johnny said SMIT. It's 10% off.
There
I
you
lied.
go.
It's not 15. It's
It's barely a discount, dude. Fuck this guy.
I started.
to like bring you back. To
Yeah, they started to bring me back because I started convulsing, and like I remember, I saw my eyes started rolling back. I saw the one doctor like literally shoved my dad out of the room, and they put these things on my chest and just shocked me back, dude. I thought I was dying.
Burger did that to you?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
He was blaming you.
He's like, I'm never eating it again. I'm never eating it again. I was like, you lost to a burger? You fucking kidding me? You're in the hospital because of a sandwich? Kind of fucking man are you? Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Chaz Finnegan. And
Don't do anything else. Just leave that as the ending.
just popped up, so that's
Yeah.
why I feel like
Yeah, right.
he had been with him.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
All right.
Going.
Okay.
That's a first. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
All right, everybody. Welcome.
That
Sure
all
thing.
that?
You
That
went
was
last
it? You went from screaming to just saying welcome?
Welcome to the Infinite Crisis Podcast, episode 10.
Is it? Are you
It might
sure?
be 10.
There's no way.
Yeah, I think we're at 10.
Wow.
Wow, the Big 10.
Welcome to Infinite Crisis Podcast, episode 10. This is your host, Chaz. I'm with Umar, Gio, and our guest today, Stephen Mitropoulos,
He fucking raised his hand.
the
What a-
king of
what
the
a fucking
South.
idiot.
The king of the South.
the father himself. Stephen Mitropoulos, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good. Good, dude.
What's going on, Steve? How's
How's
life?
it going?
Same old shit. I feel like this is just like another normal conversation for us. all.
Yeah, it probably just
Usually how it's gonna end up
Yeah.
going.
it probably just feels like
Just
you're hanging
about.
out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the problem when like you bring your friends onto the podcast.
No one
But
wants
it's
to
cool.
take it seriously.
No,
It's comfortable. Well, you're a coach. You're a dad. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah. When did you start
Who the
coaching?
hell are you?
4 years ago now.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, you made it into an official business, or 4
nah,
years
you started
ago
coaching. You started coaching before 4
So,
years
so
ago.
I started coaching people 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was
So official
2018.
business 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been full time for 3.
Yeah.
How was it when you first got into it? Give us some of the pros and cons. What was hard? What wasn't hard?
So it was hard. Well, the hardest part was just gaining clientele. It's just getting people to trust you, obviously. I think like the first, 15 people were free. I just was like, hey, I need, people to coach and help out. And obviously it's free of charge. So just so I could have like some before and afters, obviously, for marketing. That was probably the hardest thing. Burping
Yeah.
in my face.
No, so Gio has this thing. It's his tell. Every episode, if you look through every episode, he's drinking a energy drink and he'll smack his lips. He'll go, and then
I didn't even
burped.
do that. I
And then he
burped.
looks, you just looked at the can though. Every don't know what it is. You're like, oh, damn, what is
Sometimes I gotta clarify the flavor.
every
'cause
time he does, every episode you'll
this
see
shit
it.
tasted like Welch's grape juice.
It's so funny, dude.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Damn, I haven't tried it.
Sponsor, throw the sponsor up there.
No, they're not gonna sponsor us.
I can
Yet.
smell
I'll
it.
listen to this.
Yeah, I want that money.
Yeah, they're not
All right.
giving us shit.
All right, so then gaining clients.
Yeah, so that was the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's just like obviously getting people to trust you. I'd say it's honestly probably harder now just because there's about 1 million people that claim to be coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years ago, there was not many. You
I
know what
know,
I mean?
dude.
It's just like kind of taking over.
Yeah, right.
That was probably the hardest part, but I guess just having competed for so long, getting into it, and I guess, having quote unquote walk the walk, people knew like, okay, this dude knows how to get in shape. If he's telling me what to do, he's already done it. So I think that obviously too up front like helped a ton,
Yeah.
right? So
How many shows have you done?
17. I think 17.
Just gonna make out with the mic.
17
yeah, I think
shows.
17.
Yeah, that's actually a lot more.
There's a lot of shots.
Because I was doing 2 to 3 shows every year for 8 years straight. Almost, just about.
Yeah.
17 shows.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because I did
I'll move
I
to
did
it.
the OCB show, and then I did the NPC
yeah.
South Jersey. Then I did with Jeff 2 shows. Jeff Long the 2 shows the next year,
I forgot you were with Jeff.
and then I
Damn.
did 2 shows with Johnny for every year for 5 straight years. And then COVID happened,
Yeah.
and then I did the 2. Yeah,
I know you were with Jeff Long either.
That
Yeah,
was
it
a long
for
time
He's
two
ago.
years. That was when I was 18.
He's the guy,
19.
right?
The Like a Pro, yeah.
Like a Pro. Oh,
Yeah, that was
shit.
when I was
I
18,
didn't know
19.
There's also Walker was with him too, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
trained every day together. with him,
Everyone
Wow.
around this area, a lot
It's
of people
12
with him.
it was-
You trained with Walker before?
Yeah, me and Nick trained together with Jeff, I say every day consistently for like a year or year and a half. And
Wow.
then me and him trained together probably when he did USA's and got second place.
Yeah.
We trained consistently together at Club Fitness and Attila's
Yeah, I
for
remember
like that year too.
Wow,
Yeah.
I had no
For a
idea.
good, for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
At Club Fitness, we were in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we taking a little break recently because of COVID and obviously
Yeah,
Family.
it's been 3 years now.
You popped
Yeah.
out
Next
a
month
kid.
will be 3. Yeah, just
yeah, you're about to
Vienna.
pop out another one.
Yeah.
yeah. We're almost halfway actually, which is pretty crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You're almost halfway?
Yeah, Nina's 18 weeks pregnant.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that. So you guys just didn't tell anyone?
What?
No, we did.
What do you mean? They had the gender reveal and all that shit.
Oh. Yeah. I guess time's
What kind of
Dude just
fucking
hasn't
friend
been
are
on
you?
social
Time's
media.
moving really
Time
fast.
just flies, yeah, dude. Yeah, because she was pregnant in January, and it's already
right.
almost mid-April.
Yeah.
This is number 2, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it's not, it's not the same
when did
baby.
we go to the aquarium? We went,
Like a month and a half ago already.
yeah, right?
Yeah, she was pregnant then, in case you were wondering.
I didn't know that.
No one knew.
Well, they hadn't put
Yeah,
it
right?
out
You didn't.
yet.
Okay, see, that's what I'm.
Yeah,
No one knew.
that's fair.
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Any
screw you
plans
guys.
on getting back on stage?
I want to. So the initial goal was if Nina was pregnant by November or December to do Lehigh in May, and then when she got pregnant in January, and I wanted to have at least a good 3 to 4 months to eat more and actually just be back on PEDs, to be honest.
Yeah,
so,
right.
you know, just but that just it didn't
Yeah.
work out like that.
Yeah, right.
And I wanted to make sure at least the pregnancy was healthy before I started just
Yeah.
putting shit back in my body.
Yeah.
Decided to be a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to next year.
Mm-hmm.
I would the next time I do compete though, and it's like a full prep, it will be for a national show.
Yeah.
Just I'm at a point where just now with 2 kids and stuff, I'll be 31 in a few weeks. It just doesn't make sense at this point in my life to pump my body full of drugs to just do a local show.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't.
But this is probably the best, honestly, my blood work has looked and everything in probably 10 years. So
Yeah, right. So the process of having a kid after competing, what's the process?
Just different drugs.
Yeah, right. Just change the drugs.
That's it.
Change
So
the
let's see.
drugs.
So I competed in May of 21,
Right.
and I came off obviously a prep cycle.
Yeah.
I was rebounding good, and then I got Lyme's disease.
Oh yeah.
So then we got married in September, and Nina she had 2 miscarriages, and then she was pregnant with Vienna in March of 22.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, so I started to clean out of everything when we got married, and I was on a bunch of fertility stuff for 3-4 months.
Yeah, right.
And I mean that stuff worked.
Yeah.
But with this,
Did you track labs?
so I got blood work a lot because of the Lyme's disease.
Right.
And they were like checking inflammatory stuff and like
Yeah.
white blood cells and all that stuff. But I got a sperm analysis and all that like September of 22.
Mhm.
And then I started fertility stuff that month, and I was on it October, November, December, January, February, and then she got pregnant in March with
And
Vienna.
you didn't like recheck it, the sperm.
Yeah, so I got checked. My sperm got checked in September, and then again after she was pregnant, and my sperm went from I think like 14 million to like 185 million.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of coming in a cup. You know?
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
know how I feel about
It's a lot of nut.
That's a lot of jerking off in the random
But-
facility.
I mean, I was still on tests then. I was on 100 milligrams.
Yeah, right.
So I was on that HMG, HCG, and Clomid.
Yeah, and that was just to keep up.
Yeah, it was just to
And
get
then
my sperm
normal-
count up,
Oh, okay.
the count, the motility, the speed, all that.
Oh, okay, got it.
But with this kid, I was just on TRT.
Right.
I didn't take anything
Okay,
because
got
the
it.
fertility, it's expensive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
My,
I know
It's very expensive.
My old coworker. He was like my foreman, I guess. Him and his wife had to do it, and he spent $30,000.
Yeah, is that the like infusion stuff? Don't people?
IVF?
Yeah, IVF.
I don't fucking know, dude. They were.
Infusion's the right word.
Oh yeah.
No, the
What
fertility
is
that stuff's different.
I don't know, but he spent $30,000 like doing all this fertility shit with like
Yeah,
his
it's probably
wife and.
IVF.
Yeah, right. Because I
yeah.
heard that's crazy. Like
Dude,
people
it
go
was
into debt
expensive.
for that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, people trying to have kids.
Yeah, right.
There's one
Spent all
I
that
heard,
money.
Like, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
Just
not
not.
guaranteed.
Sometimes, yeah, it's a
high
risk.
Crazy,
success rate,
man.
but
It
still.
is a risk. Like it could not work. Yeah, and it didn't for him right off the bat. And he was like, I spent 30 fucking grand.
Yeah,
Well, I
man.
mean, you look at Johnny, and I mean, I'm not trying to put his bit, but he talked about it.
He
on
did.
Instagram,
I saw that.
right? So like they're going on their 4th IVF cycle. And the first
God.
3 didn't
Yeah,
work.
right.
So like, and the
That's
only reason
tough.
I'm speaking about that is because he publicly
Yeah,
obviously put
yeah.
it out
Because I
there,
saw
right?
that and I was like, dang,
So
Steve.
yeah,
That's
so,
tough, man.
Yeah, and it's just like depends on the person, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong,
Yeah.
but it just science.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
That's super hard.
Yeah. So
How has life changed since the Lyme's disease?
The only dude I know who's got that.
Yeah, of
The only
course.
guy I know who lost to a tick. The only guy who lost to a
my
tick I know.
my knees just became shot after all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, you know, because you work on me all the time and you're
Yeah.
super close to me, but it just like my knees for some reason never in pain, squatting all the way that I used to do, and then as soon as I got that, my knee arthritis just like went from 0 to 10, like within like a month.
All
So
because
I
of a tick.
Yep. So I still deal with that. I definitely get like spurts of just being like super lethargic out of nowhere. Like I'll just be sitting up doing check-ins and just like want to crash and fall asleep. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, but it like goes in spurts, and I'm
Really?
like, it can't be my hormones because I'm like, I feel fine hormonally, and I just got blood work a month ago. I'm thinking, so it's like,
And it's like every day. It's like spurts of.
it could just be like a month here, and then I'm perfect, and then it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, those are very common side effects with Lyme's, like being super lethargic from time to time. The arthritis is another one. So,
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
He got more of the physical stuff.
Dude really got limes.
Like
Lyme's can affect you like mentally too.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
neurologically
There's, like,
and all
severe
that shit.
neurological
Yeah,
side
right.
effects too,
Yeah,
or you
always
can
just
get
like-
dumbass though. So
No,
I
like-
can't
like
tell
really-
that part.
really, like, psychological stuff too.
Really?
But yeah, because it just gets so detrimental that people just end up becoming like, I don't want to say becoming in extreme cases. It can affect people so badly that like changes personalities. Like you
Yeah.
just get to a point where they're not comfortable in their skin anymore.
I also noticed short-term memory too. Like,
You're just an idiot. That's what that is. Like,
That's just.
I,
we just
idiot.
talked about this. Everyone diagnoses themselves with these stuff just because they suck.
but like I was noticing that, like, say for example, like I don't know, Nina said something to me in the morning, and I would actually, she'd be like, "Don't you remember?" I'd be like, "I forget," but it was never like that before. And then the more I researched it a few years ago, that like goes along with Lyme's. It's like a very common thing. The arthritis, being super lethargic, and like extreme short-term memory,
Yeah.
like brain fog.
But you remember you got a daughter, right?
I do.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I do remember that. I had no choice.
It'll be the real test is when he has 2 daughters. Him remembering
Yeah.
which one's which. That'll be
I
a
think that
tough
just
one.
comes from the amount of work that you're doing, the memory loss sometimes,
It could be.
because you have to keep track of so many
Yeah,
different
dude.
people with
It,
the
it
amount
could.
of work that you do.
It could be that. Yeah. Too.
You think it's just because you're a man? Because I forget shit
I
all the
forget
time.
stuff
Yeah,
all
I mean, it could
I'm
be.
the worst.
I
know
just
you
noticed
suck
it-
at that too.
I do suck.
Yeah.
I just noticed it was more extreme. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
You know. But the being lethargic and stuff, that I noticed is like insane.
Yeah.
And the arthritis.
Yeah, I noticed my memories like, dude, it's just going.
Yeah.
I just feel like everything feels like a blur, and somebody will be like this much. Like you said, the aquarium was a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
It just
I
goes
literally
so
thought
fast.
that was 2 weeks ago because I just thought.
And
that
the
was
the worst
2
is
weeks ago.
like
It goes
the
so
worst is
fast.
like if you're in a relationship, dude, and you
Yeah.
forget any little thing.
Anything, man.
It's like, guess you told your other girlfriend. And it's like, dude, I'm pretty sure you never told me this.
You can forget something once, but second time, then it's you do it all the time.
Yeah, then you're
Always forgetting
yeah,
stuff.
you piece of shit. You should have fucked your friend.
I
What are
Um,
you talking about?
I can't say my wife's ever said that. The forgetful stuff, yeah, but
Listen, you're lucky. You're settled. You have it all now at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you're done, dude.
We're trying to get to that level
Yeah.
eventually.
The only thing holding you back is who you is as a person.
that's a lot.
Other than that, you're doing good.
So how's life changed since you had a kid?
a lot.
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah.
Complete.
I mean, guys always say like, it's like that moment where it's just like everything is now like,
yeah.
well, one, you're never the first choice anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, like,
Everything's just second to that.
yeah, like
Yeah, but do you ever feel like you were a first choice?
Nina's gonna be watching this.
I mean,
You'd be like, say it.
Fucking yeah. Choose wisely.
I mean, when you have a kid, it like as soon as Vienna was born, it's like my whole mindset changed in an instant.
Yeah,
like
right.
it. I
That's
went from
you're
being
a good parent, by the way.
Well,
With a
thank
good
you.
parent quality. Yeah.
I went from being such like a deep sleeper to like if she coughs, I wake up like right away. It's like insane.
Damn.
Sounds a little annoying.
It's like a terrible superpower to have.
But no, it does, it's like it's hard to explain until you have a kid. You know what I mean? But like when I've heard like people now like on like Instagram reels and stuff like, oh, I wouldn't die for my kid, and like until you have one, you don't understand. Like
People say that?
yeah, which is crazy to me now
never
having a
heard
kid.
that.
Like
Wouldn't
how
die
that's
for your
even-
kid?
You send me the video?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's just like
it was like an
wouldn't die
interview
for-
thing.
Yeah, they
Wouldn't
say like
die
you
for
want to
your
die.
kid?
Like that's like I'm thinking in my head like if somebody came up to me in Vienna with a gun and I'm like just take my life, like leave her, take my like. There's no second thought. But there's some people that say that and like
Yeah, dude,
you don't understand that though until you have a kid, you know. And I get that now. Like
I got a dog,
wholeheartedly.
and I'd kill myself for my dog. I would risk my life for my dog.
Yeah.
That's a dog.
Wait until you have a kid.
Yeah.
But you with a kid though is a very scary thought.
Why?
You're a terrible
Why?
What does that even mean?
Watch episode 1 through 9.
Yeah, or just look at our texts over the last 7 years.
Listen, this is my sense of humor doesn't impact anything. And by the way,
Your child's gonna be flipping me off at age 2.
yeah, because he knows right, or she knows right, or they them know right, whatever the fuck it is
Oh my
in this
God.
day and age. Who the fuck knows anymore? I can't even have a kid. I can't. They're not gonna let me pick what the fuck it is. And by the way, you
Oh
can't-
my god, dude.
No, I'm not going into it. Don't worry. I'm not going into it. No, I was going to say, by the way, you guys make it seem like I'm a psycho. Chaz's mom texted him and said, I watched the episode with Massey,
Oh yeah.
and Gio's got a good point.
Oh,
Gio's, all of it.
The mental health stuff.
yeah.
And her fiance.
Your mom's tough like that.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's called a real woman. It's called a woman who gets it.
She understands
She
me.
texted me about the baby too.
Oh really?
Like yeah, like a month when we put it on
Yeah,
on
dude.
social media.
Yeah, she's great, man.
Good person.
Good person.
She asked me what I'm gonna do with another girl.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, how do you think you're gonna balance that?
Yeah, dude, your estrogen's going to be through the roof.
Aren't your dogs are boys, right?
Your
Yeah.
dogs are
I
boys.
was about to
What
say,
the
dude,
fuck does that have
it's
to
a
do
house
with...
full of women.
So
They're
I-
dogs!
Yeah, but it's different, bro.
What?
I think it helps too because I'm just like kind of like very like mellow mannered most of the time, and I also work at home and I'm home all day, so I think that helps a lot too. Like I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 and then rush home, rush the train, come home, and you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, it's true.
I have like
Your whole life literally revolves at your house.
it does.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're like a fucking hermit crab.
I am.
Yeah, it's probably nice, dude.
I come here when you work on me.
Yeah.
And then like if we hang out, we go get food or you're over the house and then I just train in my shed and work
You're
at
all
home.
you're mellow now, but
No,
wait till
yeah.
those girls start dating.
Oh well that's
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, it's I mean I got like
Which,
15 years for
You
that.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
bodybuilding aside and everything, you know, now that we're on the topic of you having kids and having
Smirk was
kids,
so evil.
because
So
in this day and age, raising kids in this world,
Oh yeah.
yeah, how do you feel about that? Especially with everything going on, the way the education's been progressing in terms
It's scary.
of, yeah, like, you know,
Do you think you're gonna send your kids to public school? I have this conversation with people all the time. I'm gonna send my kids to public school.
So I think right now what Nina wants to do is send Vienna to where she works, right?
Yeah.
In Hamilton. So just because like she knows what goes on.
Yeah,
right? And,
definitely.
like,
I
That'd
think
be
that
cool.
control that's a huge factor. If you know what the school is doing,
Yeah,
there,
so-
that's like
right.
I
So
feel so much better.
yeah.
some of the public schools though around here, like whatever you believe in's fine, but like
Is
I
it
don't
though?
really want my daughters
Is it?
in kindergarten. It's just again my opinion, like learning about like transgender stuff and like that's just my opinion.
what?
He said the word. He said it.
You know, like that's
Bleep it out.
you know, but like they're 5 years old in kindergarten, like they don't know what you know what I mean. They should just be concerned with going to recess and having nap time and
Yeah, right.
learning
coloring,
like words
dude.
and
Like,
coloring.
what the
Yeah, and
fuck?
like
Yeah,
learning
I
how to
agree.
read. They you know what I mean? So like again, just my opinion, but it's scary. Public schools are very scary now.
Yeah, man.
Also too, like just because of where it hits home with me is like the whole bullying aspect, and I feel like it's just like it's gone from here when I dealt with it to like up here now because of social media and all that.
It is crazy.
That's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
honestly my number one concern with public school.
Yeah,
it's
social
like-
media, but like, isn't it? I feel like it's more.
I don't know. I think it's different too, because like like we had the conversation. Oh, did we have a conversation about like bullying and shit?
Kind of.
What part?
Not
You're just gonna
not
say
really.
It's necessary.
No, well, to an extent,
Yeah.
like to an extent, like the different type of bullying, like we talk about, like teasing each other about like dumb shit, like that allows you to develop thick skin and
That's
not be a
ball
bu-
busting.
That's what I mean, like
Yeah.
ball busting type bullying, like, but that was also looked at as bullying in some
Yeah.
people's eyes, versus like now people are like just trashing how people look into where they don't even want to go to school. Like there was I just saw a fucking article and it was like this girl, she like recorded something on her phone and was like, if you're reading this is my last. This girl's 11 years old. And she was crying and complaining about getting bullied, and she took her own life at 11 years old. And the school district did nothing when she went to them.
It's horrible.
Like, nothing was done. Not a single fucking thing.
Yeah.
But you got a fucking transgender who goes into the wrong bathroom, rapes someone, and then the father who stands up for them has their kid expelled because it's against their transgender policy or whatever the fuck it is.
Assuming you're speaking about an incident, not making.
Is this
I didn't make that up, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's very
Yeah.
specific. Just
Yeah, because I
put
heard...
that off the top of your head.
why would I fabricate that? That's such a crazy thing to be in my head.
Dude, are you surprised? That's why none of us were shocked.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's
All
why I
right.
just was
I was like,
saying
that's a
quiet.
crazy-
All right. I do say some shit. All right, fair enough.
Oh.
No, that's really messed up. Shouldn't
But
be
yeah,
laughing.
it's fucked up. Like those. Yeah, well, that part's not good. But you know what I mean. Yeah, it sucks. Like it's shit that takes focus now in like the school systems and education. Like it's scary. That's why I asked him. Like, I would be terrified to raise a kid in this day and age.
It is.
Absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just the bottom line. Like
You're
that.
still like a couple of years from it, so who knows what's gonna be like then?
If Trump Daddy gets back in office, we don't know.
Yeah. Bottom line, like gun violence.
Just lost like 3,000 followers from everyone just from saying
Yeah, you
that.
might lose like 10 clients.
Nah, he's
I'm kidding.
fine.
What? No, it is scary.
Super scary, man.
And it's tough because like I always got asked too, like, do you think Catholic school is better than public school? Because I went to both.
I think now, just because of where her social media is and how everyone's so intertwined, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I
I
don't-
think, I
you know
think
what
the
I mean?
policy. Well, so if you look at like, and the only thing I would say is different is the education. Like when you go to Catholic school, they're not going to be pushing anything about gender studies.
Oh,
in a
yeah,
fucking-
okay,
in a
that's fair.
classroom.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing.
But
Like,
they
they'll
see it all, dude. Like on
they'll
social
see-
media,
they'll
and
see
shit,
it, but, like,
Yeah,
you
but
see
the
it.
amount of time you're spending around people, like you have to think about how much time you're spending in school every day. I'd much rather that be a controlled factor.
I agree.
right. Then like them going home and seeing it on
Yeah, 'cause
TikTok or
you're,
fucking.
you're the
You're
company
right.
you
It's
keep,
gonna happen.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So like yeah, Catholic school is good in terms of that. Like the education won't be incorporating anything like that because they think you're gonna burn in hell forever. But but at least that you can control in terms of that. But like I also think the double sided sword to Catholic school is that they have more availability to those terrible things.
It's
Like
like double-sided sword.
Double-
oh yeah, whatever you know what I mean.
His own brown, like,
What is it? Double edged. Relax, dude. I'm ethnic. We got different sayings and shit.
That's what
just
it is.
realized too. You put the two white dudes on the ends.
Yeah. Oreo.
Yeah, we're trying to
It's
make
a
it
reverse
Reverse
Oreo.
Oreo.
sandwich between two. Oh, never mind.
just
No, go
crush.
ahead.
Just
Go ahead.
Just crushing.
Cisgender. Call us what we are.
You're right. School's hard, but listen, I'm very curious to see how it's going to be for you to balance two girls, even with being at home. I just feel like it's got to be so hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
First of all, we don't know if they're gonna identify as girls yet, guys.
Oh my God.
I can guarantee my kids will identify as what they were born as. That-
They don't have a choice.
they
They don't
have
have
no
a choice
choice.
anymore.
I mean, they're going to be in like Vienna's in daycare all day,
Yeah,
right.
right.
So, I mean, once it's 4:00, Vienna goes to bed at 7:38. So it's like that time, I'm with her goes so fast anyway.
You got to pay for each kid for daycare.
Yeah.
It's not like BOGO.
You think you just throw both of them in there for the price of
Discount.
one?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, we're lucky. One of my best friends, Gabe, his mom is the one who owns the daycare.
Yeah, dude. I
the
was
house
about to
day-
say like daycare and stuff.
the
man.
in-home
Yeah.
daycare. So
Oh,
we
it's
send
nuts,
her
man.
there, but.
I
I
mean,
mean-
just expensive. I was gonna say like just to trust someone else with your kid is.
Well,
fucking
I mean,
crazy.
she's
Yeah.
known.
Well, I'm
I've
saying
known
you
her.
lucky. You
You're talking about
know.
other people.
Yeah, I'm talking about random
What
people.
is it like regular cost? Like $80 to $100 a day?
So I think
pretty
it's,
cheap. for
it's
housing a
probably
kid.
monthly anywhere between like 12 and 1,500 for one kid.
Yeah.
No, it's not cheap at all.
Oh my god.
That's a whole mortgage.
Dude, if I board my dog, it's like $50 a day.
I know, but like once
I'm saying like for a human, I'm saying for a human being, that's not that crazy.
right.
that's
Like,
so much money you're
it
doing.
is.
Oh,
It's a lot.
man.
Unless
that's
if
a
you
lot.
have if you have double house income, I feel like then it's like reasonable. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if you're a parent, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, usually you only do daycare if you're a double house.
So Vienna will only be there for a year with the baby because then she's go to pre-K at 3, which is crazy to think. Because she'll be 2 this November, which is just insane to think.
Yeah.
So when the baby is born, she'll be 22 months. So she'll be right under 2. So, I mean, you guys all know me so well. So like, I'm very structured as is. You know what I mean? So I think like Vienna helped Nina become more structured. Like bedtime here.
Well, you guys are probably some of the most regulated with your child that I've seen personally. Like
Yeah,
her
I agree.
bedtime is so like at this, you do that. Like she's such a structured child. Like I have my niece, like love her to death, but there's no structure. She's up and running at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, like just off the walls. You guys at 7:30, she's out every time. So as long
Does
as
it
you can
matter?
make that work.
In a
like,
Brown
next month-
household?
Doesn't matter.
What is going on over there?
I mean, we never sleep, so it just works out.
Yeah, seriously. Do you think it matters?
What?
Like routine for kids?
Oh, 100%.
What?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
night and day difference.
Yeah, right.
Like when I'm at his
mean-
house and I see it, and when I'm at my house and I see it,
Yeah.
I'm just like, and like I said, I love my niece. It's not a bad thing, but just from a functioning standpoint, if you can, especially like instill those routines now, this young,
Yeah.
it's just
Also
gonna
the-
make your life easier.
Yeah, and also their energy levels and how they feel is much better too because their sleep schedule is
Yeah, I
consistent.
mean,
Yeah,
we've gotten
right.
Vienna so used to it. Like, you see it so many times, you know,
Yeah, I
because
never
you're over
seen
all the
this.
time. She's
every night 7:30.
7:30. She
Yeah.
starts to crash. She goes in the bath, and by 8 o'clock, she's out.
Yeah, dude, I remember when I
She
was
sleeps
around a
until
lot,
6
dude.
a.m.
That little girl was fucking on schedule, man. After bath, knocked.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's nice because then they don't have to mess up their schedule. They still have shit
No.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
that's pretty
no,
sweet.
I mean, it helped that I'm so routine. You know what I mean? I've been doing the same
Steve wants all the credit.
yeah.
shit.
thank God I'm in this little girl's life because of my schedule and how I lift weights.
It definitely helped though. You know,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
helped Nina too.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's
absolutely.
awesome.
you know,
That is
it-
sweet, dude.
yeah, you need. But the second one's just we got to get her in the routine.
Yeah, right.
But it's repetition.
Yeah,
It's just like anything else. You just literally get them used to. Okay, it's the same time every day, and then their biological clock eventually just kind of
Yeah.
learns and follows. you
Yeah,
know?
right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah, being in the hospital, you gotta do that with a lot of kids, especially autism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really
I
important.
mean, I feel like routine's so important for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
No.
Yes.
Yeah, not this guy.
It's like I agree with it, but no, I don't know.
yeah, I'm well aware. I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm on the stairs doing my cardio, and it's like I have like 4 Facebook memes from him at like 2:38 a.m.
That means it was a good night.
Yeah, I get
Not
messages
on a
from
Tuesday
Umar.
night.
I get the weirdest like meme times from Umar. It's always like,
Yeah, 'cause
Not
yours
too-
is so normal.
dude, it's not at 2:36 a.m.
Whatever. Wait, all right, so switching gears a little bit. New York Pro.
It's a lot of people now. It's a
Walk-
lot of people, dude.
Walker, Tonio, and then Fitz.
That's how you're taking it?
Yeah,
I have it the other way. Walker, Fitz, D'Antonio.
it's okay. We can disagree.
And
It's
so
all right.
nobody
I'm not
got
gonna stop being your
Q
friend.
higher up. I'd
Got
So
who
I don't
higher
know how
up?
to expect it.
Quint Beastwood.
Also, Beef
see,
Susan
who's
too, and
doing
I'm not gonna lie. Beef
Oh,
dude
yeah, he
does
does
look
look
good. I
good.
think he's ready too early
I'll
though.
pull it up.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, I don't think he's beaten. He don't got enough to beat Tonio and
Nah,
Fitz.
he
looks great. Nah, he ain't beating those guys.
I think him and Tonio is a great matchup.
Is there a list
No,
up here?
it's
If I-
not.
No, there's no list.
Nah,
It's
from
not,
the back.
no.
From the back, it's pretty.
Dude,
far.
Tonio is so
From a
round
back
and
double?
nutty looking. Tonio's midsection alone when he stands next to Stu just looks nuts.
I mean, I'll be
So-
curious to see how it plays out.
Is that
that gay porn?
is that guy Patrick? Isn't that his name?
He's not in it. That dude hasn't competed.
You sure?
Oh,
Patrick Moore?
more.
Yeah,
that guy
is he in it?
sucks. That guy
He
sucks.
sucks.
Like, just-
Jesus.
I mean, he
That's
kind of does,
aggressive.
dude. He's just like a lot of talk now.
Is he?
I don't
Yeah,
follow him.
dude.
So
I don't follow
know.
anybody.
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
know
a
if
lot
I'm
of-
That was
blatantly
2 months
saying
ago, so I don't
something
know.
sucks.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, but he's a lot of talk.
But I mean, I don't think anybody will beat Nick. Obviously, I mean,
No,
unless like
Unless he comes in off.
yeah, unless he comes in like very. But I think even Nick at 85% will beat them just because
Yeah,
I think there's such a huge.
Nick would have to get like food poisoning or something to lose.
yeah, I think there's just a huge size discrepancy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, people don't realize like Tonio's like in the low 200s, like 220 to 230.
Yeah, Nick's
Yeah,
like
Nick's
260.
280.
yeah,
Oh
but
my
Martin too. Like he's a big kid, and he's
Yeah.
only like 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because Vito's huge and like
Yeah.
Martin and Vito look the same size next to each
Martin
other.
did a really good
I
job.
was gonna say like Martin,
he really
like
did.
Vito's
That was
big,
cool.
bro. Because
Yeah.
even Vito next to Raf and
Also,
all them,
That
like
guy Vito looked good too. I never even
Also-
seen that guy before. He looked incredible.
he's
That
young,
show?
dude. He's
crazy.
young.
Oh,
Detroit?
yeah. What did you think about the show? How it was done?
So
The black
awesome.
backdrop was awesome.
Oh, it was
Dude.
about time they did
About
Shout
that.
out to
time.
Fuad. Even
Yeah.
though he's never gonna see this, but
Yeah, you'd never see this. But yeah, dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
The black backdrop.
Thank
Every
God.
I
show
hope
should be
other
like
shows
that.
like
At least
this.
for
They sh-
prejudging, right? I think prejudging, just do a plain black backdrop.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be even opposed to just having the bodybuilders and competitors black suits, like black trunks.
Like, everybody uniform.
Everybody uniform because it just
That would be
flows
cool.
so much
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Like, and then at nighttime, you put your electric shit up in the back, do the sponsors. I get all that, but
Yeah.
at least for prejudging, should, in my opinion, just be black.
But even the sponsors, I think they still had them up at all times. They were
Yeah,
just
they're
further
above.
up
It's
or to
just,
the
it's
side.
no,
Or
like,
do
it's
that.
just no
Yes,
reason for
that's
it.
nice,
Yeah,
too.
There's no
Yeah,
reason for
like-
it. It takes away from the whole look. The lighting sucks when it's
well,
like
everything
that.
that's
Like,
important takes away from everything. That's
yeah, the whole
Yeah.
point is to see these guys. And
Yeah.
once you throw all that dumb WWE jumbotron shit up,
like,
it's fucking ass.
as much as we all love the Olympia, like the backdrop has become way too.
the moving
freaking
backdrop
much.
especially?
It's too
It's
much,
insane,
man. It's like
dude.
these guys are up there, and it's like they bust their ass. They look incredible, and it's like those red.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
a red backdrop. Like, what are you doing?
It's cool to have like the posing routines, like the smoke and shit, and like all that.
that's-
but
yeah.
like, otherwise, what's point is
Well,
it serving?
I want to start bringing back the costumes.
What?
I want like
Oh,
when Ronnie
yeah.
Cole.
Oh, Ronnie came out as a king.
Ronnie-
That was actually kind of cool.
Did he
That
come
was
out as
awesome.
Moses too? That's who
No,
came,
that
so-
one dude
Yeah,
came
he
out with a
did.
Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
Marcus Rule. He came out like a
Yeah,
Spartan
yeah.
helmet.
I want more of that.
That would be fun. That'd
that'd
be
be
way better
sick.
than
Yeah,
the
dude.
face-off stuff that they
Yeah,
did. I'm like, this is
dude.
So
bodybuilding.
Shit
when
was
I
cringy as
up
fuck.
until 2017, when I was competing, there was always black backdrops. All the New York shows I did, when like me and you guys know John Effer.
Yeah.
Yeah, when me and him competed and we were in the overall and one of the like the summer shows in New York, we were up on like a high stage. It was like in a Broadway theater, and this audience was like 15 feet below us, and
No way.
it was a huge stage with all black backdrop. It was badass.
That's awesome.
That was badass. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, it was just pretty cool to see. And now, like, dude, the Olympia's got a lot going for it with the Arnold upping their whole
Money.
their prize money.
What's the money for the Arnold now?
500.
for
And what was the Olympia? 3?
4.
So
But
the Olympia.
Olympia won't do it this year.
Yeah,
Really?
They probably
That'll
would
be
have
next
announced
year
it by
because
now.
it's Arnold's next year.
Okay, so this
I
year
mean, they
they'll keep-
could just magically do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're gonna have to put it
It's not
up
like they don't
to
have the
It's
money.
gonna be $750. It has to be.
to be respectable.
750. I'll start fucking blasting right now. 750? You fucking kidding me?
That's crazy,
Why'd you grow a
dude.
But it's
second
still
head?
nothing.
Yeah,
It's still
dude.
nothing for them, in my opinion.
No, they make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, dude, so much money.
I think all the division, like at least the winners, the money should go up. I'm
Did
talking
you say $750,000 is nothing?
for them.
No, I'm saying for
No,
them.
for the
I'm not saying
Olympia.
For the
Like,
promoters, the ones
I
who
thought
do
you
the
meant
show.
to like win, and I was like,
No,
bro,
no,
what?
it's insane. It's life-changing money. But what I'm trying to say is like
Oh, for the
for
promoters,
them
yeah,
to,
hey,
like,
shit.
Bump it up,
Nah,
like,
fuck
dude,
no.
like this is
They're getting $750,000 for that top prize, the Olympia promoters, just from
many
like half of the
sponsorships?
booths. Not even half the booths.
Not
Like,
even
this-
that. Just from how many people have to re-up their pro
NPC
card.
card.
Yeah, dude, right?
Those fucking cards
So
you
those
gotta
are
re-up.
So when my buddy Will Cabe, when he was trying to get his supplement sponsor, I think at the Olympia last year, he sent me a photo of the booth, and he was like, "Steve, fuck this. I can't. Like, this is crazy. Like, the smallest booth for just the 2 days or 3 days was like $15K.
Oh my god.
So like the big booth
Yeah.
like Animal has, they're paying like $125,000 Animal to have that cage.
oh my god.
Yeah, but
And
you
like you're
see
not
they
even
clean
talking
up
that.
on
I don't know if
there.
you've ever seen the Animal cage, but it's not that big.
No.
It looks big in video, but it's not that
You
fucking
remember we
big.
went to the Arnold, dude?
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking. That place was rowdy.
Yeah, dude.
So you
It's a
saw
big
the booths there?
Yeah.
Now imagine all those booths times at least averaging 40, 50K for all of them. Like, dude, there's like
Yeah,
100
it's definitely
booths
up in
there.
the 100 booths. Yeah, like 100
Dude,
something.
they're making
50.
a few million off of those booths alone. Like they
Oh
can
my
easily
God.
up it too.
Yeah.
And
that
you're
is so
talking
crazy.
like the risk that you're putting your body at, like, you know what I mean? Like that 750 is like these guys swinging a baseball bat are getting $50 million.
Yeah,
Like,
it's because
Yeah.
that's a lot of skill, Steve. There's a lot
I
of
get what you're
skill.
saying. Bodybuilding's just not even remotely on the same
But-
mainstream level.
Yeah.
I
That's-
get
it's
what
like
you're saying.
that.
It is a lot
It's
of
the same
skill.
argument as men's basketball and women's basketball.
Yeah.
Also, if you look at, you can't compare the two because the amount of money that the MLB generates during the IFBB.
No,
is-
no, I agree. But
Billions and billions
Yeah, I was
compared
gonna
to just
say.
a couple million.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
even $1 million like to give out, like Bumstead wins the Olympia and he gets $50K. Like that's embarrassing.
Yeah, but at this point, he's competing not even for money.
No, I get it, but I'm saying
for
like,
him, it's not, doesn't mean it.
but like, don't you
But
think
yes,
like
I agree with you.
his should be at least 250?
It
Like,
is the biggest.
he's the best in the world at what he's doing.
I do think like there should be more money in it for sure, but like
Especially for how much he brings.
That's yeah.
I agree with
I
that.
think half of the people there easily are for him.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
easily.
absolutely. Classic division has just been nuts since like what? Since like
Tw-
2018.
I think since
probably,
Bumstead's
like,
since
since
Bumstead started winning, it's just
Even
been
when
absolutely-
Ainsley won.
Maybe Ainsley's first or
and
second.
Arash, when it was like Ainsley and
I
Arash,
don't
they
think-
started they still
Nah,
pushed
I
it
think
up.
wasn't that big.
Arash was a little bit of a letdown.
He was a huge letdown. But I'm saying like him being in the beginning, because when Sadiq switched over to Classic, that was a big year.
Yeah, it was.
That
Also
was
because
also-
he was coming to do it. I think that he has a big fan base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big year too.
Yeah, right.
So it started early, but Bumstead just took it
No.
and fucking
Yeah, I think
shot it to the moon.
I don't think anybody has revolutionized everything that fitness is nowadays more than Chris Bumstead. Like I'm talking social media, YouTube, sponsors.
Well, also those things didn't exist
supplement-
back then. So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
Like
also like
he's
his
a-
timing. Like I give him all credit for all that he deserves, but a lot of it, and I saw something that Rob Bailey posted today. It's just timing. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's just so
Yeah,
much of it
he's just-
ends up being luck. Like
Yeah.
just being that person at this.
because
moment
keep in
at
mind,
this
if you
time.
put Chris Bumstead in the '90s, no one
Oh,
would know
no.
who he is.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. You take any of the top 3 or the top 4 for Classic, and you put them in Bumstead's position of timing, right? Like
Yeah.
if Bumstead wasn't the guy he is now, realistically, you could have kind of taken that person and
Anybody,
done
yeah.
it with
Yeah,
just-
right.
Because Rough
Yeah,
Rough
no.
Diesel probably could have did it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has
You know?
a phenomenal
Yep, the
fan
posing.
base. Like
Rough Diesel
posing,
could have
there's
did
so
it.
many outlets. It was just timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hard work. He's still the best in the world,
Oh,
and will go down as the
Guy
greatest
looks
of all
insane.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
he's
is
done
he-
well,
But we're
I think,
saying
this year. He's
like
done.
timing is everything. Like there was no Classic division back
No,
then.
no, no.
Like,
Yeah.
without that, he wouldn't be who he is. There was no YouTube. There was no social media. There was no fucking TikTok, which TikTok was huge for Bumstead because you had a bunch of 13-year-olds to like and up, like being
Well,
like.
he also
Same thing with
revolutionized the
Sam. Look at
YouTube
Sam.
for
Never competed.
bodybuilding
Yeah,
too.
he really did.
He revolutionized YouTube for like bodybuilding, like people vlogging and all that.
Yeah.
You know,
But
he's
is
one of
he
the first to do it.
retiring?
I think he's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, this is the last.
I think
year.
they're already making a movie about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
think
crazy.
he's
It's gonna be
done.
the whole Phil Heath thing, but even crazier.
It's going to be the most
Phil
boring.
Heath documentary, by the way.
Yeah, we
Oh, I need to
Steve
watch
showed
that. I
it.
need to watch
Actually,
it.
unreal.
That's
It
probably
is
good.
very
Didn't
good.
finish it yet, but it's unreal.
It's
Yeah.
I really don't see how like that documentary is going to be exciting. It's got to be the most boring thing to watch
For who?
for Bumstead.
Nah, it'll be crazy, dude.
What's going to be crazy about it?
Oh, for
Just
him,
the,
yeah.
just the amount. Like,
think
'cause
people just
Calvin,
wanting to see
'cause
the
Calvin,
back.
his guy has like 2 terabytes worth of documentation.
Yeah, but, like,
before
what-
he was ever Bumstead.
But what's going to make it crazy?
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's like,
I
at the end
I-
of the day, this is a dude who lifts weights
I get
and
what
eats
you're
chicken,
saying.
bro. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
no.
dude, like people are like obsessed with
Yeah.
like watching.
It's not about
It's
you.
crazy.
It's about the
Yeah.
rest of the world. That's
yeah,
obsessed.
but
They'll have,
no,
like-
that's what I'm asking. Is like, what would make it like? What makes it exciting?
I think we'll get to see behind the scenes of like what it took. Like even from a business standpoint, like what Raw, Revive, and everyone's done. Like
maybe.
That's what I'm way more
Like,
interested
that stuff
in.
is
Yeah.
gonna
But also,
like,
he just bought into that. He wasn't there for the start of it.
I think
I think it would
he bought
provide
into it, and his
cool-
name is what made
cool
that as huge.
motivational scenes and like
Yeah,
stuff to
like-
watch, and maybe the business side. But as far as the
He's
other
also a
stuff,
very
like I already
humble
know
dude.
about the
Yeah,
kidney
like
stuff.
I already agree.
Like,
Like,
that's
there's
his-
nothing
that's his
really
biggest,
to see.
like-
See, but I thought I knew a lot about Phil, but then I watched the documentary.
Oh, dude,
and it
yeah.
was like, wait, holy,
All right,
dude,
yeah,
the pictures of Phil before he ever
Oh,
took
it's insane.
anything-
I heard that too.
Oh,
They're
dude,
nuts.
wild.
They're nuts.
No, like there's pictures that I've never seen.
Yeah.
dude,
and
it's
when they
insane.
posted them, I was like, because Nick was telling me about it, and I was like, was it really that crazy?
Yeah.
he was
And
like,
then
no, it
and
was
then
that
Umar was like,
crazy.
I heard
order
that.
it, and I did, and
Dude,
we
it
were
was-
watching it. It's yeah.
like it's just insane.
Yeah.
Like-
I would much rather see a documentary about someone like Lee Priest versus any of those guys.
I mean, Lee Priest definitely has this. Like, I would watch it because I like Lee Priest, but now,
Well,
we're
now
just-
Phil. I love Phil Heath. I think Phil Heath is a fucking G, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I think
he's-
now we're just getting into preferences.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But also,
like-
I just think it's really hard to push, like, because I love bodybuilding. I love being in it. I love whatever. It's really hard to push that it's interesting. Like, I'll be honest. Like,
Yeah.
But dude,
it's
even-
really fucking not.
But dude, if you go on like if we went on Bumstead's YouTube right now and you go to like a full day of eating,
I couldn't
look
watch it.
at- I couldn't either.
It's
But
the
look
fucking-
at how many views there
Yeah.
are.
But I know,
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
insane.
I agree. Like, it does
Like
generate.
I'm not
but it's just-
sitting there watching a 25-minute video
I just-
of somebody eating the same freaking food we eat.
Yeah,
every
but that's
day,
what,
you know
that's
what I
what I'm
mean? Like-
saying. Like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around why this is entertaining to people. Like,
I don't care at all.
Sulik, I get. Sulik he's a good personality. Like, it makes sense why people watch him. Like, the
Yeah.
dude's funny.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
didn't even know who he was until like 4 or 5 months ago.
Really?
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of when he was.
That's
at
it's kind of when he started
That's also
skyrocketing.
when his like career was probably at the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Right now, I haven't heard anything.
He's been.
I mean,
chilling.
yeah, he doesn't
just-
have.
I didn't
any-
know who he was
just him.
until Aries was like, "Yeah, we're bringing him here. Can you reshare the post?" And I was like, "I have no idea who he was. And I looked him up. I'm like, damn, this kid's like 25. Like, he looks great.
No. He's younger than that.
He's younger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like 22.
Shit. But the kid's got a great physique.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I clicked his YouTube link and the Instagram, and I'm like, this kid's got like 5 million, like more than that.
Like,
Like,
got way more than that.
it's insane.
and he
dude.
doesn't do shit. He
Like-
doesn't care at all.
Dude, he
He's
does
like a
he,
painter. I think
Yeah.
he does painting.
No, but the
yeah,
videos
he paints
does-
like the
they're
roads
nothing,
and stuff, right?
I don't
You
know
told me to
exactly
watch a
what.
video, and I'm like, wow, Umar's right. Like, there's nothing professional about these videos. Like, it's
No.
literally the kid with like a fucking GoPro, just like
I don't think it's a GoPro. I think it's an iPhone.
just
Yeah.
walking around.
It
Like,
used to be an iPhone. He does the actual.
I mean, you can't knock it. I mean, it's
No,
it's,
oh,
there's
pu-
nothing
it's
wrong with it
pure
at all.
Yeah.
pure general content, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's why people like him a lot. Like that, I can understand. Like it's a normal dude. Like
there's no fancy
But I think
editing.
Chris also plays into that. He's not like being somebody he's not.
no, Chris
No.
is very genuine as well. That's why he
Yeah.
does so well. Like he
Yeah.
plays into
Seems like a very humble
like
guy.
he does normal stuff. He lives a normal life when
Yeah.
he's not in prep too. You know, like
Yeah, like us, he eats like a fat ass all year.
he
round.
enjoy
It's
he
prep
enjoy
time.
he enjoys shit. He stresses how important that is to him, which is huge.
Yeah.
and that's hard for a lot of people.
I also respect that he's very open with the drug side of it.
yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but not many are.
It'll be a very successful movie, regardless.
Yeah. Definitely.
anything he does successful is
That's what I'm
Bumstead,
saying.
dude. Like,
He
it's
touches,
just-
everything he touches turns
I think
gold.
he's done though this year. I think he's gonna win, bring
Yeah,
his
definitely.
daughter on stage, and he's done.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would
Storytale ending. That picture is going to be insane. Whoever
yeah.
takes that picture of
Whitman.
him,
Yeah,
I'm
it'd be,
telling you now, he's going to be getting handed his child, and he's going to hold it up on stage, and it's going to be a black and white picture. Someone's going to get it, and it's just going to be.
It's gonna be a
blown
Whitman.
up.
Say
Whitman's gonna get a
That's
ton of
it.
money for that photo.
I actually don't know because I don't know what the deal is with Whitman from what I've seen on socials and stuff.
You know, it's weird
I
because
haven't seen him in a
he
minute.
wasn't at the Arnold either.
He was like, there's been a lot of
Oh.
issues and like disagreements
Between him and the Manions.
I don't know if it's the man.
I really like
I'm
his
assuming it'd be
photos.
like
Yeah.
that.
They're like highly
But-
edited shit, but there's such a different take
Yeah.
on bodybuilding.
it just makes
I like it.
bodybuilding look sick.
Yeah,
It
But I
does,
will say,
like-
Gilco just did a picture of like Martin and
he's-
stuff, but he
he's
did
great.
stuff outside of his normal. Like, you know how Gilco's like a super
Yeah.
HD. He did stuff that kind of looked like what Whitman's would look like.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know if like that's gonna eventually start happening where like Gilco's now
Because-
taking over that side.
Yeah.
too.
Ever
don't
since
know.
the Olympia last year,
Damn.
prior to that, you'd go on Instagram every single weekend because all the
Whitman,
shows
it was
during
Whitman,
the
it was Whitman.
bodybuilding season, it was just Whitman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now
He
you know what I'm
uploaded
saying?
in
It
2
sucks.
seconds.
Even at those national shows, it was Whitman.
Yeah,
everything.
Dude.
everything.
But I'm looking at his page now to see what we got.
Now that you've mentioned that,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I didn't see that.
because usually like this is the first pictures you see.
Yeah.
30
Right.
He only has 38 posts. I'm assuming he archived literally everything.
Wow.
oh really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Strike.
Because the last time I saw somebody repost something,
Yeah. I mean,
saying
now I'm thinking about it. I just haven't seen him.
he hasn't been on anything. So
He takes crazy
Wow.
photos.
Yeah.
The editing is crazy too.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
yes, I don't know if it'll be him.
Damn. All right.
Cool.
Steve, give us the beard protocol.
The what?
Beard protocol.
Yeah, plug in your plug.
Plug in your plug.
So I,
Time to do it.
Plug
a
it in.
company Johnny Slicks reached out to me like maybe
Look at the camera.
2 months ago
Yeah,
now.
We're
Tell-
gonna clip this.
Damn, I shouldn't have
And,
kept my shit long.
they asked me if I use beard products, and I was like, no, I don't. And they asked me if I do, and I was like, sure, why not? So they sent me a bunch of stuff, and I've been using the shampoo, conditioner, and oil.
No way.
What's your discount code?
SMIT
Look at the camera.
15.
It's for anybody with the beard.
Let me see.
SMIT 15.
Let me check my Instagram.
We're gonna clip this and
You
tag.
don't know
them.
your own promo?
Dude.
Brought 5 of them.
It's only like 2.
Why don't you just keep it the same?
They can't. Like NutriBio had to change it because like the code got leaked.
What do you
Like
mean leaked? You want more people to
Damn.
have it.
Yeah.
they changed
You
it. I
can
don't know.
make more money.
Johnny said SMIT. It's 10% off.
There
I
you
lied.
go.
It's not
products.
15. It's
That's barely a discount, dude. Fuck this
Um,
guy. 10%? Are you
But,
fucking kidding me?
yeah, I never used
It's
anything.
not even shipping.
I never used anything prior to that, but
So how do you like it? What do
You're
you
happy with it?
yeah, I mean, it makes my beard.
Yeah, we all touched Steve's beard before we started this.
Yeah.
makes it softer.
Not willingly. He fucking forced us. By the
I
way.
forced Gio to. Chaz asked to.
I did. Just
Shocker.
do you or do you not dye your beard? Say it into the mic.
I have
No.
like, silver hair.
It's
And
a
you're
raw,
gonna
authentic
yeah,
beard.
go on
Raw,
record
authentic.
saying that you don't dye your
I do.
beard.
I do
And it
not.
is real.
Even though for
It's
6
He
years.
does get complimented on it way too much.
Yeah.
It's a good beard.
It is.
It's always had a
solid.
good beard. Yeah, ever since I've known this guy, he's had a good beard.
No, I met him when he was shaving.
Yeah, we were. Cause I have pictures of when we were training together, and you were like just
Shaved
down to
head.
the shadow.
So
So
weird.
I met him.
But
I met him.
that
when he
was
growing
that was
up.
for wedding prep
Oh, yeah.
because I
no,
couldn't have.
because we. No, because
That was like a whole year before. Yeah,
I met him and he was full bearded up flannel guy.
Yeah.
and then but that was like 7 years ago.
us
Yeah,
long.
I met him in
known each other for a minute.
I met him and he was huge and he was driving this small ass
little Honda Grand
The
Civic.
SI.
Oh,
right?
he met you during the Honda days?
Yeah.
Civic yeah, bro. I've known
The
both of
lime-
them for like
the
6,
lime
7
Oh,
years.
you've known Steve that?
Yeah, he picked me up from the train station. I was like, "How's this dude fit?"
I
in
think
this
I've
car?
known. I think him since 17 or 18. And him since the same
Yeah.
timing.
Oh, that's
He
crazy.
met
I've known you at
Chaz
least-
late 2018, and I met him
In
late
20
2017.
Yeah,
and
it's been 7 years.
Yeah, right.
I've known
We met-
Steve for a minute.
And we
Yeah.
met
I was in college when Gio met me.
2020?
Yeah, Steve was still in
Wow.
school when I met him, and I was working the front desk at Attilas, and he sent me some gay shit, and he did. He sent like something super gay to me, and then that's how we became friends. Isn't that
He was
crazy?
like, "You want to hang out
He's
and
like,
come
I like
over?"
this.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm not sure how to take this."
What do I do with
He
this?
texted me. He was like, he like found my Instagram and DM me while he was in class. It was like just something super homo, and then, yeah, we've been friends ever since. Isn't that crazy?
That's what it took.
That's crazy.
I was 19. Was I gonna say no to this 300 fucking pound guy? Are you kidding me?
See, of course I'll do it.
I was 19.
overpower
I
me.
was 19 and like 150 pounds. And it was next to him and Walker were walking, and I was like, dude, I can't fight both of them. I was like,
Was it Attila's then?
yeah, tell us.
Damn. So it's been that for 6, 7 years already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was moving.
The retro there was great. I love that retro fitness. I used to train there all the time
Which one?
in Belmar before it was Attila's.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
I love that. Me and my dad would go there every Saturday
brings the
for,
red
for
band.
quads. I trained quads there every Saturday, I think, for 4 or 5 years straight.
Dude, when we had that Attilas popping, bro.
Yeah, I know that was when
Like
it
that
was,
Attilas used to be fucking jumping, man.
Yeah, when you took me, that was like right when it started going downhill.
That's when they had. I remember
a lot of potential there.
Yeah, it was.
Chris came up to me and Nick, and we were training, and he was like, "You guys mind if I put your picture up?" Nick said some dumb shit. I remember. I started cracking up. He was like, "With like our clothes on?" I forget. He said some shit, and I was like, "Yeah, if you want." And then they took all those. Remember those pictures on the desk? They took the desk out and everything.
So is it your plan to be a coach? It wasn't, right?
It was or what?
But when you
Was
first
it?
started, did you ever think like you were going to coach?
No, dude.
Because you had a lot of different careers or different jobs. Sorry.
Dude,
Yeah.
You remember when you texted me about it? It was so funny.
Coaching?
Bro. Yeah, dude. Steve was like, dude, I want to start coaching, but I don't know if I can. And I was like, why not? He was like, well, there's already coaches. I was like, so?
Yeah.
He was like, I just don't know if I could do it.
If it wasn't for Johnny, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because, I was working with, I was working in a school district for 4 years after college, and then like I just got tired of having to restrain kids. I was in the hospital. I tore my bicep.
Dude, that was nuts.
And then when I tore my bicep, Johnny's like, "Dude, this is just going to happen again. Like you're getting used for your size to restrain children so others don't get hurt." And I'm like, "I know."
For the record, Steve worked with kids that are on the spectrum. He's not just putting kids in trouble.
Yeah, I worked with
I
students
feel like
with
that makes
disabilities.
it kind of worse, the way he said it.
Here's how you're telling people you're restraining kids.
So-
I feel like
All
they
right,
could
all
have
right.
put 2 and 2 together.
We'll
You didn't have to
clarify.
rat 'em out
We'll
like
clarify.
that.
So I went to college. In college, my minor was students with disabilities. So I worked with students with disabilities, and when they were in a behavior, they had to be restrained
Yeah,
so they
that's
didn't
my
harm
Takes,
others.
takes one to know one.
Why are you looking at me?
You talking about?
Let's talk about Steve.
Well, you looked right at you. So after I tore my bicep, I was just like, I couldn't train for 4 months. I had to pull out of prep. So Johnny was like, why don't you just try like start coaching people? You've been talking about it for a while. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know how people would trust in me, like this and that. So that's when I started to promote just like, hey, I'm taking 15 people on for free. And then it kind of just snowballed from there.
Yeah.
And then that was 2019, and then COVID happened. I think when COVID happened, I had like 20 clients.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't much.
Yeah, right. I was one of them.
And then, it picked up after COVID and the gyms reopened. It just kind of snowballed from there.
So you had only like 20 clients when COVID happened?
Yeah. So when we bought when me and Nina bought our house in November of 2019, I had just done one big cat. I did Easterns. And then we just had bought the house then. And then I only had like, I think 23 clients.
This was when you moved into the
2019,
house?
I had 23 clients.
Or when the house demolished?
No, when we moved in, when we bought the house. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
how many did you have when the house was like almost done, or like the week after I met you?
Probably like 35.
See, when I met him at that time, I thought he was like
Because I was still working.
I thought
Yeah.
he was where
district.
he's at.
That's
like,
what he
now.
told me too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
He just
I
wanted to
thought-
keep me.
Yeah, I thought he was like completely. Not I want to say established, but I just thought that you were
Blown
your
up a little
foundation.
bit.
Yeah,
was,
that's
like,
what I
huge
thought.
at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I
I didn't know.
But so what happened with your house?
Tree fell on it.
Yeah,
Tree fell on it.
3 trees fell on it.
Man,
Yeah,
crazy, man.
June 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He was homeless for a year.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah.
No, homeless is sleeping outside, all right? You guys are fucking ridiculous.
No one says that. Homeless just means you homeless.
Homeless
Don't
is like,
have a home.
I don't have a shelter over my head,
so-
doggy.
Well, that year was tough
Because
because
said he
my
was living in the streets. Right?
because like we just bought the house, and then when we bought the house, I remember, and I've told you this a bunch, right? But
Yeah.
like Nina would pay the mortgage and like the car payments, and we'd have like negative $28.14 in the bank.
Damn.
So
Dude's broke.
and then that would be like that for 2 weeks. She would pay the bills on the 1st, and it'd be like that for 2 weeks until the 15th when her hair salon check came in and my check from the school district.
Oh, she worked at
No
Hair
Five
Salon.
Guys that time.
No.
Five Guys setting you back.
No.
dog.
Five Guys is like $35.
Five Guys a $30 trip just for one, man.
So that sucked. And then
So
we
that
got
was
this,
before the house had gotten.
yeah. And then the house got destroyed in June. So we
Yeah.
were only in the house for 7 months.
Yeah, right.
And COVID had happened, and then obviously I went from like 35 clients down to like 5 during COVID.
Yeah,
Someone was being paid. Everything was closed.
Yeah, right.
And then after COVID, when the gyms started reopening, and then the next competitive season started in 21, I put a bunch of people on stage, and it just like kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah,
Kinda
right.
just never looked back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy how quick time has gone.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very fortunate,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
no complaints.
Yeah. You've been through some stuff.
Yeah, that year was tough. My parents were getting divorced. The house
Yeah.
was fucking destroyed. It was tough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was a lot. I remember, dude. I mean, I was there for.
Yeah, you were there for all
Yeah.
of
Yo,
that.
tell him everything.
It was tough.
Any
Part
Any
of the family
advice?
for a good bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So right now you are with the coaching. It's gotten to the point to where you have people under you. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I have the two coaches that coach with the company, Matt and Rachel. I'd like to next year probably add another female, just because I notice when female clients reach out, a lot of them, especially up front, like when they're new to a journey, they like, yeah, hey, I'm more comfortable, obviously, like sending my progress photos and stuff to a female. So I'd like to add it on another female coach next year, but for right now, everything's good. I mean,
And how much autonomy do those coaches under you have? Like, do they come to you for questions? Is it like more like a,
yeah. So like with Matt Norman, obviously you guys all know him.
yeah,
He's probably have like 15, 20.
right. So
clients.
do you like sign off on their plans, or like do you always like how
Yeah,
involved are you?
with Matt, really, like if he has questions and stuff, especially like blood
Yeah,
work,
'cause I
and
mean he's pretty
he's
good.
just like, hey Steve, I don't know this or that. Like,
right.
Obviously I have more experience. I have Johnny, I ask questions to
Yeah,
and
right.
stuff like that. And I mean, he's like that guy's like a encyclopedia of knowledge at this point.
Smart.
So like kind of mentoring Matt a little bit too, and then Rachel I think she only has like 3.
Yeah.
But she's more just like lifestyle females and stuff,
Mm.
But they both have full-time jobs too, so it's not obviously their full-time thing. Just with me, like at one point I was up to like 130 clients, and then like when Vienna was born, I just there's no time. Like I'm like I need more time, so now I just don't go over 80 to 85 people.
Yeah, right.
So
That makes sense.
just can't. It's like it's literally a full-time job.
Yeah, right.
And then when somebody's prepping, they're like 2 people.
yeah,
Compared to a lifestyle client. or
Yeah, because
something,
like once somebody hits 12 weeks out, 10 weeks out, they're checking in 2-3 times a week.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's just that's more time.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So
it's a lot. On
it's a good
father.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
Being mentored by Johnny, like how much as a coach, how much experience, how much knowledge do you think comes from experience with coaching clients, and how much comes from like a mentor like Johnny?
honestly, I think it's like 100% of both.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
right.
nothing replaces experience.
Yeah,
Right. And then like if like I don't know something,
yeah,
like having somebody like Johnny there,
yeah, right,
like you learn obviously through trial and error, but like if
Mhm.
I'm really stuck and I ask him, it's like that's just an opportunity for me to learn.
yeah, right,
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not scared to ask either. Like we don't all know everything, and
Mhm.
the only way you get better is by asking somebody
Yeah.
who's been there, done that, and knows more. Because there's
Yeah.
always somebody who knows more.
yeah, yeah,
You know, so I think it's 100% of both.
yeah, right,
Because I've learned so much from that guy.
Mhm.
Like it's just
100% of both.
It's a great answer because I thought it was going to be something else, but that's a great answer.
Yeah.
It's a good way out.
Yeah. Very political answer.
Yeah, I was like, it got me.
100% both. It's not how percentages work, Steve. Just so you know. I didn't want to be the guy to say it. Doesn't make any, just so you guys know, it doesn't make any fucking sense. 50-50 is how you do it, pal.
But I feel like I've learned the most from coaching from just it's like hands on with people.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that'll be anything.
You know, seeing a ton of people.
Everyone's
like,
different too, so like
bodies,
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Yeah. So I think I count because Nina was asking me like a few months ago. I think I'm like now over 900 people in the last 4 years.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
That's crazy.
See, like, I enjoy coaching and stuff, like, but thinking about dealing with
I know,
900
and that's
people,
the thing.
But I'd say probably
I can
700
that's
of
why I
them were like at least 6 months. Like I was doing the math, or like they were all probably between like 6 and 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
But, you know, like some people are just like 2 weeks in, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't. You know what I mean? They're just not ready to change.
It's not for me.
I need names, so.
Dude, I was talking to Steve about it, dude. I've had like so many people who like sign up and they're just like, this is hard, and then they disappear.
This is hard.
Dude, I swear to God.
Yeah,
like after
right.
like 2 days, I can't do it. And
And
it's
that still
like,
happens to me, but it's probably, I'd say, every 2 out of 10 people is like that.
Yeah.
dude, it's terrible.
But also-
Mine is every 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
But
Every 8 out of 10, like 2 people
I will
can
say,
do
though,
it.
I
and-
think that price will dictate someone's seriousness more times.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's,
that makes sense.
that's like a balancing game too because you got to get to that point first.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to work
And that's
yourself
the thing
right.
is like,
That's super
that's my
hard.
thing is like I'm not charging people a ton, so like obviously like for them like that a price that I give them isn't really shit, you know, like if you're
Right.
doing
You can eat
okay,
it.
if you're doing okay in life, like you don't care if you eat that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Versus
right.
like someone like him who's been around charging a good price, like you're gonna be a little upset if you're
Yeah.
eating that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But that's- it's a good balance, though, because I have like people who could like compete, obviously, and then like lifestyle people. But I've, you know, and I've told Umar this a bunch too. Like I've never got into coaching to be like a coach that has like all these professional athletes and all these
Yeah,
competitors.
right.
Like,
Do you seem like you like to do lifestyle more, or like to do
so
competitive? Does
I'd
it
say
matter?
my favorite type of client, I'd say, you
One who
know,
listens.
Who's your favorite client?
well,
Name
to
it-
that
name his
one
name.
that listens, yeah. But I'd say people that are new to competing, I feel like are so much more inclined to actually listen 100% and not feel like they know more.
Yeah.
And just lifestyle people who are actually ready to change.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Do you think you're more comfortable coaching? Obviously, like even moving down the line, would you prefer sticking to the local/national level from a competitive standpoint, or do you want to get into the more professional? I know everybody gets into it, but some people are aware enough to say like, "Hey, I don't want to work at the profession, like the
Especially when it
professional
comes to
level."
the gear aspect.
yeah, I don't think I really have an ambition to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if
And
I
a lot of coaches won't admit that. A lot
So,
of
like-
coaches are.
so, like-
everybody's trying to get to the top, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
I don't really I've never been like that, and like I feel like that brings a whole slew of headaches
Yeah.
in itself, right? The drugs are one
Yeah, that's
thing,
huge,
and then it's like
for sure.
also too like I'm so health conscious with all
Yeah.
this shit, like with especially more with people than even myself.
Yeah.
So it's like
And that's whenever I talk to anybody still, I always recommend you first.
I
because,
appreciate it.
dude,
Thank you.
Like you were the first coach I ever had where I was on, like I've seen an actual plan. There was a PDF. There was you followed up every week. I texted you. You texted back right away. Like just like the perfect coach to start to get into it. You're like not too hard on people, but not too soft.
Yep.
Like I just feel like a good mix of everything that.
And that's what I feel like people need. Like that's why I like that person that's just getting into competing and all, because they listen. They're more inclined to trust you,
Yeah.
right? Versus somebody who's now a pro,
Yeah.
right? They've done say 5 pro shows. They've taken 3,000 milligrams of total shit. They've
Yeah.
taken lower amounts.
Yeah.
They've trained 4 days. They trained 5, and like, you know, I feel like sometimes egos and like thinking people like everything gets
Yeah,
in the
right.
way with a lot. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
and like especially at that level.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, why are you telling me to take this much? I've taken this much and it worked better. Well, it's like, then why the hell do you have a coach?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the people that I feel like are just getting into it, that like you said, I feel like I can push them when they need,
Yeah.
but also being empathetic and understanding like, hey, I'm a family guy. Like people have families. Shit comes up. Shit happens, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, but there's coaches out there that will literally just like beat people into the ground until
Yeah.
like they just don't want to do it, you
Yeah.
know, anymore. And it's like you have to have that good mix. But I feel
Yeah.
like that first person, just getting into it and is they're more susceptible to actually just listening.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because they know they don't know what's going on. They, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I love the process of competing. I love when somebody like going from the off season into prep, and I mean, it's rewarding for me, and like it also fills my competitive edge too, right? Because for me to compete, it just has to at this point now with another kid on the way, coaching, like being a little older now, like everything has to fall in line. I can't just be in like January, be like I'm starting prep, like it just everything has to fall in line. Like if the baby's not sleeping through the night, come January, I'm not going to start a prep. It just because sleep is everything,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's those are the clients I feel I fit best with.
Yeah, right.
But I also have the best time with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But also too, like to your point, Umar, like I don't know if I like getting somebody from the start, like with Norman, right? For example, like when he came to me 3 years ago, the dude hadn't lifted or anything for 10 years, 9-10 years. So like we got him from like literally looking like a normal dude in 2 years to literally a professional top, national athlete, you know? So like, that's the whole rewarding part for me. Right.
Yeah,
like,
right.
so,
that's still one of the craziest transformations I've seen.
Yeah, that was great, man.
Thank you.
It was really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he listens though, like,
yeah, and that's he's like
listens
definitely like super
so well.
He's like old school almost with it.
Yeah.
He's been in it for a while.
Yeah. So like he now, like we had a discussion 2 months ago, I think at this point, and like he works with another coach.
Yeah.
But again, it's like we're really close friends and all that, but it's like that thing where, again, to your point, it's like I don't want to push somebody to that level that we all know goes into the game nowadays.
Yeah, right.
I would rather have a close friend.
Yeah.
And make like have that relationship than having to
just be
push somebody's health
versus,
and shit like that. Like, okay, we got you to that point, dude, obviously, right? And now like I want you to go as far as you want to go. I'm just not comfortable pushing to what I know goes into that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, dude.
That's also why
it's very admirable.
Dude,
it
takes like a lot of awareness.
Yeah.
We had that discussion. I mean, we're both adults.
You're both adults, yeah.
We talk every day, So, and I'm like, listen, dude, you want to push to that level? I respect you as a friend first.
Yeah.
We've become very close. Like, I'm not comfortable pushing to that level we both know it's going to take.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to do that potentially to health for you.
Yeah, right. Dude, that's like super respectful.
Like it's just, I would do that with anybody.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't, you know what I mean? To me, $250-$300 a month is not worth a friendship.
Yeah.
It's just not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Or potentially fucking health up.
Yeah, right.
It's just like,
It's dangerous, dude.
it's, and a lot of people are so naive to the drugs. And like we all know what goes into it, right? Like
CCs, dog.
CCs, a lot of CCs.
Not motorcycles.
Yeah, I'd say a handful of guys now that like in the next like 2-3 years they could definitely be pro.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But it will be very rewarding because it's like I started with them,
Yeah.
and then you see it.
Yeah,
and it would be the same discussion I would have with any of those guys. Like, listen, if your goal is to get to the Olympia, I'm not comfortable pushing the drugs and your health where I know potentially your health where it needs to go. Like these are who I would recommend.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And me and Gio knew you since way back when you started coaching, and it's pretty cool to see how much you've grown.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
it is cool. I love to do it,
Yeah,
but,
dude.
I don't know how long it's sustainable for.
No,
but
but you love it. So
yeah, it's fun. Definitely.
Yeah.
When somebody listens, it's like you said,
Sucks, dude.
it's very rewarding.
It sucks, dude.
But
Like I love having my clients and stuff, but like the ones that just come and go, it's like the biggest waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
Or like when it's like the dumbest excuses, and the worst is like when you've walked the walk and you've done it and you've dieted with shitty circumstances. Like I climb fucking towers. He's a nurse. Like when you've dieted and been able to get your meals in, your cardio and stuff, even though it's harder, you've still done it. And someone's like, well, I had a hard work day and I just didn't eat. And it's like, what do you mean? Like,
I mean, when I did Junior USA's, that was my best conditioning by far. And like, I was going fucking therapy twice a week because my parents were, that was like when they were actually getting divorced. Like, like people who make excuses, you can always, they look like they made the excuse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And like, I got people who will be like, and also I have so many people that lie, and they'll be like, oh, dude, like, I don't know, I'm not losing weight. And I'm like, and I'll do it on purpose. Like I'll up cardio and drop food like a good amount just to see, like, if I get a text in the middle of the week, like, I'm starving or something, like, something you should say.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then, like, checking comes around. I was like, my weight didn't drop. And I was like, because you're fucking cheating, dude. Like, why don't you just tell me the truth?
But
like,
I also
it's
think,
easier.
too, like, we all, when you start something, you start at the bottom, right? Like, I remember before you had all of this, you were working for the other chiropractor. It's like you pay your dues, right?
Yeah.
I'm paying them, dude.
I've been paying 'em.
Fucking paying. I've been paying my whole life, man. I've been paying my whole fucking life, dude. Something's got to give.
But like if you stick with coaching and like you take it like very serious and like 4 or 5 years, it could be the same thing as like with me, you know, like where your price is at a certain point where like you're not going to get people who aren't going to like someone's not paying me $300 a month and not listening.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I don't ever want to like I don't think I'll ever want to use it as like a main source of income. Like I also like I don't think I'd ever want to do it as a job because like you said like it's a lot, especially when you're dealing with people's health and things like that. Like I like just doing it on the side because I like helping people like meet their goals. It's fun. Like it's something that allows me to stay in the industry even if you know like now I'm working 24/7. I can't do it myself really, but like I don't think I'd ever want to do that. But like it's nice because like it sucks because like you got people who will listen. And then, like, you see great results.
Yep.
And, like, you see them, and then, like, people come in and are like, I want to look like that. And then...
Yeah, they don't want to do what it takes.
You show them what it takes, and they're like, I can't do that. And it's like, well, fucking, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do about that? I can't. You can't. It's not easy. Like, to look good, it's not easy.
Yeah, right.
If it was, everyone would fucking look good.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with someone who wants to compete. Like, I want to be a pro. Okay, well, it's like, listen, there's certain X's and O's that are going to go with that unless you have Phil Heath genetics.
Yeah.
I want to be a pro, but I'm scared of needles. I don't know what to tell
well,
you.
yeah, there's just like, and like,
dude.
there's just no way around it. Like, bodybuilding at the end of the day is very simple. You have to take a good amount of drugs. You have to learn how to actually train intense and get past the pain threshold and barrier. Yeah, and you have to eat a good amount of food.
Yeah,
and all three of those are come with extreme discomfort
and remove probably your entire social life.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's like the stuff that I was gonna say. That's like you're touching the meat and potatoes, and then there's the other stuff that gets even harder.
You have to be like a friggin' monk. You just can't do.
Not in a good way either.
No,
not in the Kyle Massey way.
Yeah. Well, you could say that about a lot of.
I mean, to get to any level,
you can say that about a lot.
Sacrifice, but I will say bodybuilding takes it to a level of like, it's an extreme.
Everything is an extreme at that level.
That's why I just said like 5 minutes ago, like for me to compete, it has to make those 4 months of prep have to make total sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we're done with kids. I am, but for right now.
You're done, dude.
Yeah. So, I would like. I'm not done competing. I know that. Like.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
Just wait.
But I would like to get a pro card. Like I said, I mean that's the goal. I mean that'd be a personal goal, but also for my dad, just because like he got me into all this.
Yeah.
And that was like always like the secondary goal behind I'm just bodybuilding because it saved my life. That's how it's always been since I was 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know what the hell a pro card was.
Yeah.
At 18, like I didn't even know what a pro card was with Jeff at all. I learned what that shit was with Johnny.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you trying to do? Be a pro? I'm like, I don't even know what the hell that means, dude. I just saw there's like a collegiate national show. I'm in college. I would like to do that.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Collegiate and college sound the same.
So I was like, it fits.
It made me do this.
But that, I've never strayed from any of that. I'm glad that I've always had that balance, because like I've never let any good relationships or myself become somebody I'm not for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess I was okay at it, when I did it, when I competed.
You were a good man.
Yeah.
You were a good coach and competitor.
Thanks, man. Yeah. A lot of people that when I did Junior USA, they're like, if you kept going, you probably might have had a pro card that year. I'm like,
You can't live in the past. We got something else to work towards now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd like to get it though one day. The Lyme disease doesn't kill me
the
first.
Fucking Lyme.
Nah, you'll be good.
Yeah, that's tough.
I said, if anything, I'll just wait till I'm 35 and do Universe an hour and a half away.
Yeah, right.
In the Masters. I'll be like Christian.
Nah, I think you'll get it before.
I think I
could.
could.
Get it before.
I think
It'll be a push.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, I know what goes into it all, right? So like, I'm not scared to train. Obviously, I hate to eat, but I know what goes into it.
Yeah.
All that food. I mean, I'll eat cheesesteaks all day. You guys all
So
know.
will we.
You guys
Prep
all
off
know
of
that, but I mean, I know I've been around this long enough to know I know what goes into it.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's also good that you have the mindset of like, if it's too much, you're just not going to do it. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
like you said, if Vienna's not sleeping or the other baby's not sleeping,
Yeah,
like,
no,
you
that
know you're
comes
not going to
first.
force yourself to compete just for that. I'm competing, you know, mindset. Like that's a lot of people can't do that. Some people put their lives on fucking hold
There's
just
people that are
because
in
of a
their
show.
30s,
Yeah.
30s,
Yeah.
pushing 40, still
Yeah.
still trying to push it.
Yeah, it's like
and it's just like you
just-
got to know when.
There's got to be
hang it.
priorities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
these people are living in their fucking parents' house still, getting to 30, and they're like, I'm gonna get it. This is it.
I
This
think
is the pro card
bodybuilding
year.
is like has to be for somebody who has all their shit together and actually understands like real life. Like it's got to be 4th or 5th down the list.
Yeah.
Family, relationships, livelihood are like top 3.
People
Family, you know, is
I
in
say,
there.
I say it all the time, man. People are like, why don't you compete more? I was like, 'cause I have a real fucking
Also,
life,
too,
dude.
you really,
Like,
you really shouldn't be taking the amount of drugs needed to get to that level unless you're getting fucking consistent blood work.
Yeah.
And like, that's probably my biggest coaching pet peeve is when somebody comes to me and they're like, I worked with a coach, but okay, when was the last time you got blood work? I haven't got blood work in ever. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? You said you did 2 shows and
I'm fine.
like, and then they get their blood work and it's like a female's like testosterone is like fucking 3.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
like,
you're saying for natural and enhanced athletes.
both.
Yeah.
Like,
I see it a lot now too when I ask people.
It's-
They'll be like,
it's-
I work with
it's-
so and so. We haven't gotten blood work in 2 years, and I'm
it's
like,
fucking
you should
disturbing.
get blood work once a year, just as a regular human being,
Yeah.
just to make sure you.
Yeah,
don't
but
have
if you're
cancer or
competing,
anything
you
Yeah,
should be
else.
getting that shit like 3-4 times a year.
Yeah,
It should be quarterly.
yeah.
It should be.
Sure.
On top of other tests, blood
Should
work's
be.
just the baseline.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've gotten so much blood work over the last 4 years, and
Yeah.
just the last 2 years since, or last year and a half since fucking Vienna's been born. I think I've gotten blood work at least 8-9 times in the hospital. He was there. The doctor goes, "Oh, your blood work's perfect." Umar heard it. He was like, "Your liver's just a little high." And what was low? My magnesium. But I was fucking puking my guts up.
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, which hospital moment are we talking about?
Yeah, no, a couple weeks ago. And but like then when the blood work got uploaded and I looked at it, my liver enzymes were only 47.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, okay, they're not like terribly high, but I get why he said it because they're out of the textbook range.
Yeah.
But everything was perfect.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, you know, people don't understand like what the fuck's going on. Like last March, I got an echocardiogram.
Yeah,
I
right.
got, you know, oh yeah, with the
Steve?
stretcher, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna put that up there on the podcast.
I'm gonna send it to you. Wait, that'd be a great clickbait.
Yeah.
Steve on a stretcher.
Yes,
What
yes,
happened to Steve?
So funny.
So many people would want to know.
Yeah,
Because
I
you're
remember.
so-
I remember he went to the hospital because I think he had norovirus, and
That was last March.
yeah.
Yeah, this March I had the same
Ending
shit.
up
I
in
went
the
to the
hospital.
hospital again. It's every March.
I know, because I got it too because of you piece of shit.
Me?
And- yeah, because of you.
You didn't end up in the hospital.
Because I'm not pussy.
I was dying.
That's why I'm not a pussy, dude. This dude was like, I'm throwing up shit, my brains out, I can't stand, and then
No, I
like,
wasn't shitting my brains. I was just puking my brains
whatever,
out.
dude. I was doing both.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I was
when it's
pissing out of
both.
my ass, man.
I would
yeah,
rather
dude.
be pissing out of my ass than throwing up.
Nah,
Well,
dude, you get
dude.
dehydrated that much quicker. It's
Well,
fun.
dude, like,
From the
so-
throwing up, though.
No, and
enough
out.
from the-
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So you had it, then your mom had it, then your sister had it.
Then I got it.
And then I was like, I'm not fucking getting this.
Then you got it.
Dude, I was driving an hour down the shore to go to work. And your sister was like, "Are you fucking going to work still?" I was like, "Yeah."
Got my money.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you crazy?" She's like, "Don't do it." Dude, I get there and I go to like pick up boxes of cable and I'm
Shit
like,
yourself.
I'm like fucking lightheaded as all hell. And I'm like, I'm going home. And I'm like laying there and I'm like, cause like I woke up and I was like, oh, I feel like nauseous. Like I don't. And I was like, oh, just go back to sleep.
So this time last month, I like woke up on Friday morning. I ate. I felt fine, and then my stomach like felt extremely bloated. I trained. I was fine, and then we took Vienna to see the Easter Bunny. As soon as I got home, I started profusely sweating. I started fucking vomiting my guts out. I passed out on the couch. He was on his way over, I think, because
No, it wasn't. Nina texted me, woke me up, SOS, and I'm thinking something really bad happened because now she's pregnant. And then there's Vienna. They're the first two that come to my head.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
then she's like, something's wrong with Steve. He passed out. And I'm like, something bad really. I went 106 miles an hour. I beat the ambulance there. Like, I was like, dude.
By the
and
way,
then I
though,
get there and
those
I'm like,
EMTs
what's
suck.
wrong? And he's like, I'm sick. And I'm like, I almost died.
Yeah. Like the brown in you was like, you're sick.
I was in my head. I looked at, and of course, the two medics that they sent are these two tiny ass.
Dude, they
people.
couldn't get me off
They
the
couldn't
couch.
get him off the couch. I was like, I will fire. I was so annoyed. I was like, I will fire him and carry him out of here. They're like, that's not necessary. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do?
Dude, they couldn't get me off the no, like so by the time Umar got there, I had already thrown up at least like 15, 20 times. And I don't know what the fuck was going on. And then I just couldn't move, dude.
happening?
Are you counting each time it comes out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. Just say 15 different episodes of throwing up.
Yeah, no, dude, it was brutal. Because I remember I went to the bathroom. It was like 6, 7 times. Went back, sat on the couch. I started getting dizzier and dizzier. Went back. It was 6, 7 more times. Dizzier and dizzier. And then I like crawled to the bathroom. It was like another 5, 6 times. And then I couldn't move. I passed out.
I was super lightheaded.
They couldn't get me up. I'm like, the guy, he's asking me, he's like, what's your social security? I'm like,
it's not the time or place.
Yeah.
He just gave away his credit card information.
They're not real EMTs. I remember they couldn't get me the fuck up.
And then like
a
small ambulance too. And I was like, this dude's not going to fit. You know, like the ones that aren't like your traditional ambulance, or like those like German ones that are called like ambulance with a Z.
Yeah, right.
Those blue ones. And I was like,
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It wasn't a regular ambulance. It was tiny.
German ambulance.
They were.
It's like a
those EMTs were freaking. And then they put me in a chair.
Yeah, it wasn't
and,
a regular
pushed
stretcher.
me out of the back of the house because Umar's like, how the fuck you getting him up the steps? They're like, we're not. And then the guy's like, yeah, where the hell? How are we going to get him out of here?
I'm literally holding Leo and Hunter. I was like, please go. Just go.
Dude, they were.
All because this dude had a tummy ache. Are you kidding me?
Way to go, Steve.
Brutal, bro.
Spent a couple hours with him at the hospital.
All for them to be like, yeah, he's fine. Just
him up.
I remember I turned around because it was still Ramadan.
Yeah,
I was and I looked at him. And I looked at him and I'm like, dude, don't you got to eat? He's like, Steve, you're dying. Don't worry about me. Like,
yeah,
I was waiting for the closest place for food in my head. I was like, where can I
the
get
amount of
food?
times that I got a call saying Steve's going to the hospital.
He's like, again?
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
it's always
can it just be something bad already? He's
it's
like,
always for fucking throwing up and getting extremely dehydrated.
The only time that I think it was really, really justified was when you had the knee.
Yeah, the Lyme was the only time.
Of
When
all
they
the
had
things
to
I've seen
drain
you
that
go
shit,
through,
right?
that was the worst. By
But
far.
every time he's like, yeah,
okay,
I'm
wait. So
lightheaded.
in my defense, last March and then this March, there's no way though I would have gotten rehydrated on my own. I needed IV.
I agree.
So I had to go. But when my leg was swollen, I thought my leg was getting fucking chopped.
I think at this point you should have a friend that's a nurse and just have IV bags at your house.
I do, Josh.
This dude.
I should, honestly. Can't you give me an IV?
I mean, I've learned how to do it, but I'm not doing it.
Why?
I've never practiced enough. When we learned how to take blood,
We're
I
like
went
best
into
friends.
my
You can
buddy's arm,
put a needle on my
came
arm.
out, and went back in.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not good at it.
Honestly, though, if I was that dehydrated again, I don't give a
practice.
fuck. I didn't even feel them put the needles in my arm.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I will say like that. When I got it too, dude, I will say like
You lose like within 5 minutes. You can't move.
I'm the sternest motherfucker ever.
Of
Like,
what,
I'll
like the
die if I need to.
dehydration?
Dude, you can't
bro,
move
every time
anywhere.
I go to Pakistan, I'm on the floor.
It's
like,
horrible.
I got carried out.
Dude, I was like, I was in my bed and I was like, I can't move. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, you can't. You have no energy, no strength, and like you're just dead weight.
Dude,
You also get affected by dehydration significantly more than like I'm dehydrated on a daily basis, so it doesn't. I'm not that far off.
It might be because my like from a cellular point, I'm so used to 6-7 liters consistently
that's
every
what I'm saying.
fucking
Like, he doesn't
day.
drink a water
Guy's a
bottle.
machine.
He doesn't drink a water bottle, and he's like, I feel weird.
He'll be the
I
first.
haven't had water in like
Call the
4
hospital.
days.
Call the ambulance.
As soon as something happens, Steve's like, get him here. This is it. Like, dude, just fucking drink water, bro. Like, everything.
Yeah.
I started asking when I get the call, I'm like, is he actually like hurting? Like,
He's not concerned about the hospital.
yeah, I'm like,
So when this happened last year, I was being stubborn. I'm like, I don't gotta go. I waited like 5 because that started at like 5:30 in the morning. I remember I was on the stairs and I'm like, yeah, I'm at 6 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta throw up. So
he told me it was because of 5 Guys, and I was like, Stu,
I thought
Yeah,
it was
remember
though.
He was blaming it.
He's like,
I
I'm
was
never
like, I
eating
ate
it
2.
again.
Like, what do you
I'm never
mean?
eating it again. I was like, you lost to a burger? You fucking kidding me? You're in the hospital because of a sandwich? Kind of fucking
It would never stop me. Even if I did get food poisoning from somewhere, I'd
I'm
be
going
like, it's
back.
just a one-time incident.
Yeah.
If it happened every time to every person, I'm like, all right, it's probably not a good idea.
I'm pretty sure I got 5 Guys the next day just because he brought it up. I was like, let me see if I can beat this burger.
But last year I waited though. It was like started at 5 a.m. and I waited till like noon to go. So
yeah, I
by
remember
then,
your fucking
but
mom
that-
was with you.
I started pissing blood. I was that dude. I was.
That may have not been the 5 Guys. That was definitely something else.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
I,
I don't
well,
know,
I was
Steve.
so
That's so-
dehydrated. I was so dehydrated. I started pissing blood, and then my heart rate. I remember they had to put the fucking
Electrodes.
shock things on my chest because my heart rate went to 220 and then down to 30.
Yeah, they're running an EKG.
Dude, they took.
Yeah.
No, it was they when
Or are you talking about
I
the
started
ones to like bring you back? Like,
yeah, they started to bring me back because I started convulsing, and like I remember, I saw my eyes started rolling back. I saw the one doctor like literally shoved my dad out of the room, and they put these things on my chest and just shocked me back, dude. I thought I was dying.
A burger did that to you?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I was at that point. I was so dehydrated because they wouldn't let me drink, and they
Get
didn't
him
know
a
what the
trophy.
fuck was wrong with me.
I'd be so embarrassed.
Steve versus 5 guys.
So
Yeah.
this time though, a month ago, I guess after like 20 minutes, I was like, "Neen, fuck this. Call the fucking ambulance. I'm not going through
Well,
last
also-
year again."
For the
Call
record,
the
Nina
ambulance.
can't handle throw up.
Yeah, she hate, dude.
So that's
She has
like
a
the
baby.
other thing. I don't get it either. I've actually never asked about that because I was
What?
curious. Like,
Nina
how does she
throws
handle?
up when
How
she
does she
throw
handle the
up.
baby throwing up?
She doesn't deal with it. I do.
What's gonna happen when one day you're not there?
She's gonna have to deal with it.
You're gonna have to
Well,
let the
she
baby
gonna
go.
learn that
There's a very high
day.
chance that's gonna happen. But yeah,
She
so
gonna
she
learn.
can't deal with the throw up.
Vienna
Yeah.
threw up in her crib
Really?
like
Yeah,
maybe a
like, she
month
was
ago, a month and a
upstairs
half
while he was
ago,
downstairs with the
and
medics.
she
She's
woke
like,
me
"Oh,
up,
man."
and
Damn.
it was like midnight. She woke me up. She's like, "I think Vienna threw up her yogurt," and I just had to go in there. I had to pick Vienna up. She's literally still has puke on her chin coming on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm butt ass naked. I'm changing the fucking crib
Yeah,
thing and
yeah.
everything alone.
That's
She
my
won't go
job.
near it. I mean, I respect it because she does so much anyway. So I'm like,
Yeah,
if
it's the
that's the
least you
only
could
thing
do.
you can, like you
Yeah.
you
You're
got
getting
to
upset
Stay at
over-
home every day anyway.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
stay at home every day. You're losing the burgers. Like, God forbid you clean something up, you piece of shit.
Oh man, but yeah, hopefully, we have until next March now.
There you go.
Yeah, got this.
We got a
Right
little
on the
bit.
clear.
We got a little bit of time. Then you'll be like 30 by then.
Dude, chill. 27 right
bro.
now. Don't look at me. You too. Oh, you're young.
I'm 27 too.
Are you?
I'm 26.
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah, he's younger.
I'm fucking
yeah,
old.
youngest one,
I'm
yeah.
fucking.
I always
old.
feel like he's older just because the way
Thanks.
he acts.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
You got the
mean,
house,
like-
you got all the problems.
You got all the problems.
Just the way he talks about life, you're just like, this dude's got years.
Dude, I'm wise
Got all
beyond
the
my ears. I've heard it multiple times. It's from
you're-
working with
Yeah, I
old
was
going
gonna say,
on
that's
like
from working with
44.
manual labor guys.
Dude, when you work with those old guys, you know.
all they do is just talk
They
about
can't-
problems.
Dude,
I'm around no humans all day,
Oh, dude.
just virtually.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
work with those old guys, been doing it their whole life, and they're just mad at the world. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I hear it with Matt too, though.
Oh,
It's all
it's
sheet metal. That's all I
Oh,
hear. He's
it's-
like these fat guys just bitch about their wives and their lives all day. That's what he says.
He's like, I gotta go home and hear her fucking complain. I just spent 12 hours here. Now I gotta go home and hear how she couldn't cook because she was tired. Tired. It's fucking
feel
great.
It's one thing I'm fortunate about Nina. She like doesn't complain much.
That's great.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
That's great.
I like what we said, or like I said earlier, you in a lot of ways are at a point in your life where I feel like a lot of people would look at it and would want to be like, damn, I wish I could be at that point in my life soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it. I don't.
Like he said, I'm close. I'm just riddled with problems.
I think the next. I think the
You're
next.
almost there. You're almost there.
The next married one will probably be you.
Hey, what up?
Just end it.
That'll probably be you.
This is the longest podcast we've
I
had.
know,
in a
we
while,
did it.
So we can.
I did say that it just felt like we were gonna be hanging out probably.
Yeah,
I told Steve, I was like, it's
This
just
is
gonna
a
feel
good
like
one.
you're hanging out.
This is a good one. I like this one.
Yeah.
Steve, any?
Make sure you leave that in, by the way.
I will, don't worry. Shut up. Anywhere they can find you. How do they find your coaching?
Find me.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Plug
Pornhub.
yourself.
Pornhub.
Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram. Steve
I mean,
Mitropoulos.
probably no one can spell my last name, so
Yeah.
you might have to put that on the
We'll
screen.
plug
Greek.
it.
I'll plug
My
Um,
my
Are
website.
you okay with the picture of you on the stretcher?
Yeah, I don't
All
care.
right,
it. All right,
perfect.
cool. And I'll do it.
I don't give a
Steve coaching, being a father,
Father, yeah.
and being
Yeah,
an
dude.
idiot.
Yeah.
Being an idiot, yeah.
Yeah, and losing to a fucking sandwich.
dying
Losing
from
to
dying
birds.
from the norovirus, or almost dying.
Yeah, I will say I do agree with you, dude. It did suck because I remember I was like, "Fuck, this is the weakest I've ever felt." I was like, "My powers are being drained."
I just the EMTs are what got me though. I'm laying on the couch. I remember I saw Umar and I remember him saying like, "Can I just pick him up?" Because they're standing there
I was just
looking at
getting
each
mad.
other.
I was just
Yeah.
getting mad.
The
I was just
EMTs and like he's like, "What's your social security number? What's your address?" All that. I'm like, "Dude, I can just give you this late." Like,
I can give you this later.
and then they're trying to pull me up, and he's like 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I can't move. I can't. Like I couldn't get up.
Dude, I was so stubborn when it
God.
happened too. Like I felt like shit, and I was like, I'm not.
That's
like,
how I was last year.
I was like, I gotta get through this, and I was like, was like,
That's
and
what
my
Nina told me.
Hispanic instincts kicked in. I was like, get me a ginger ale. I was like, get me a fucking ginger
so Nina
ale.
was
That'll
on
fix
maternity
it.
leave then last March when it happened, and I was being so stubborn. And she's like, you've puked 47 times already. Like, you can barely walk.
I'll puke
And
as
I'm
much
like-
as I fucking
and I'm
want,
like-
woman.
I'm like, I have 5 check-ins left to do. Just give me more Gatorade. And every time I would drink the Gatorade, it just came right back up. And at like noon, I remember I tried to get up the steps. I just passed out. She's like 911.
I had never had it in my entire life. Like I had
That's
no
brutal.
idea what it was. Like I was just, I really, like I had never experienced anything like it. And I was like, dude, I can't go
I just
out
blame
like
Lyme's
this.
disease for everything.
I can't go out like this. I couldn't.
I remember
believe
I went to South Carolina when that happened too, 4 years ago.
Yep.
They drained fucking 900 cc's of fluid out. That was when they first diagnosed it. He worked on it, and then I remember I was in the leg brace, and I remember I went on the plane.
That was crazy, dude.
Yeah,
What
oh,
a
that
hero.
was
What a hero.
a try.
You did all that just to go watch him lose. Isn't that fucking insane? What a fucking joke.
Thanks.
What's crazy is that show was massive. I was shocked.
There's a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it was a good show. You said.
Post COVID show.
Oh yeah, it was the first.
Now the shows
national
are just
show.
all dead.
Yeah.
They're just like there's like 4 bodybuilders.
Yeah. Right.
Even
All right.
the national shows are dead too.
I'm gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah.
I never said like, share, and subscribe in the beginning.
Oh fuck!
Damn it! Gotta erase the whole episode. All
Start
right.
over.
Well, yeah. This is episode 10. Please
Look at him switching the character. I love
like,
it. Every
share. I'm just a guy. I'm just a boy. All right.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Chaz Finnegan. And
Don't do anything else. Just leave that as the ending.
We will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Yeah, thank you guys.
yeah.
Catch you guys later.